Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be talking about the first water sign, Cancer the crab. Cancers are ruled by the moon. The moon controls the ocean's tides and in turn the fluctuating emotions of the crab. Cancerians are haunted by their fears and fantasies and their attachment to the past. Cancer people are highly sensitive and highly emotional beings that clothe themselves in. As a result, they inhabit a highly strung inner world of intense emotions that gets ignited by any threat to their sense of control. These people are extremely sensitive and compassionate individuals who are strongly influenced by both their inner worlds as well as the outer world dynamics. This makes them a pretty complex sign as a result. They are changeable, sensitive, and extremely subjective. Kind of like psychic sponges. When it all gets to be too much for the Cancer, they will withdraw from everything and everyone, back into the hard crab shell of protection. Because Cancer is ruled by the moon, you will find that the moon's position in your Cancer friend's chart will more strongly influence their basic essence than the other zodiacal signs' moon positions. So it is quite possible to have 12 distinctly different flavors of Cancer. The only commonality that will identify them as the crab is the strong, fluctuating emotional core of their being that is what Cancer is truly all about. Cancer's strong emotional makeup tends to cloud their reasoning capacity, which in turn causes problems in the form of depressions. Many truly miserable people populate this zodiac sign because of the bouncing back and forth between the demands of their inner and outer worlds. Add to this equation a basic nature that is extremely sensitive and feels assaulted by every sad moment, an emotional nuance of life, and you can see why. All of this emotional energy buffets the Cancer powerfully. One day up, one day down, or even 1 hour up and 1 hour down. Cancers themselves never know for certain what kind of person they will be looking at in the mirror. Cancer people are highly preoccupied with working and creating and maintaining a nice, secure nest for themselves and their loved ones. This overriding need for security often becomes a kind of God to them. And so the long-range future of the company they work for becomes of intense importance to them, as does their unborn children's futures and their ever-expanding bank account balances. Their beautifully furnished homes, and so on it goes. These people can be multi-millionaires with luxury mansions, beautiful furniture, and they would still feel a sense that there is not being enough to satiate that inner need for security. Cancer people are often thought of by others as being highly self-centered. This isn't really an accurate description, though. The truth is closer to the Cancer person having no self, only a self-protective shell, which is what is usually observed by people of less emotional depth. The truth is that Cancer people, male or female, are super sensitive and highly emotional beings that can be moved to tears by a love song, an old birthday card, or any number of things. It isn't easy living in this cold, hard world when you are this sensitive, and this is why Cancerians have their hard shells. When Cancer is in love, they tend to be extremely jealous and quietly possessive. But you won't see these qualities until something happens to make them feel threatened of the loss of their loved one. Then they make their voices heard. Cancerians' major problem in life stems from the psychological compulsion to enclose. All their problems stem from this tendency. Because of this compulsion within the crab to enclose life, the Cancerian will tend to project their fears, fantasies, and past failures and future hopes onto the people with whom they are close to, and as a result, they have a tendency not to see their significant others for who they truly are. Rather, they become actors in the Cancerian's own personal psychodramas. In this way, Cancer can be highly self-centered, as their rational mind becomes engulfed by their subjective inner worlds. Cancer tends to get so caught up in all of the little else matters in life, and from this position, in the heat of the moment, Cancer can act impulsively and destructively, totally heedless of other people's feelings as well as of future consequences of their acts. In many cases, the Cancer person will tend to hold on to all the inconsiderate behavior of others and other bad moments of their life and ruminate on it for years. Cancer can have problems focusing on the positive aspects of life, as the predilection is to focus on the opposite. Because of their constantly changing natures, Cancer people are often looked at as being enigmas that are worthy of distrust. They also tend towards perfectionism and are highly driven and compulsive in their work, and they tend to want to impose these same standards upon others, which is not usually well received. It is the Cancerian enclosure of negative emotional attitudes that doesn't allow the crab to expand. This small enclosure does not allow the Cancer person to think in terms of thriving, only surviving. This headspace is played out on many different levels. On the one hand, the Cancerian need for closeness, assurance, and security in relationships can be extremely suffocating to some. When the crab's claw finally clamps onto something that they want, they don't let go. Thus, we have the classic Cancer problem with security. Anger is a real problem for Cancer people. There can be passive-aggressive behavior that is expressed in undercutting comments. There can be bitchiness, pouting, the cold shoulder, or the ever-constant depression or complete emotional withdrawal. Anger is a big issue for their crab because they become overwhelmed by their own feelings. Cancerian sensitivity is one of the most powerful gifts of this sign. Cancers tend to want to run from their own extreme sensitivity because it can overwhelm them. But this only happens if the Cancer is stuck in fear mode. It doesn't have to be this way. It is the nature of the Cancer person to give birth, in every sense of that word. They give birth to their visions, to their creativity, to their dreams and experiences, them all coming alive with life and vitality. In all Cancer people, there is a beautiful and highly creative child that is struggling to come out. When this inner child is allowed out, the Cancer person is capable of making every act of their lives a truly creative one. Cancers are highly intuitive, intelligent, and aware people, or of great depth and emotional power. All they have to learn in life is how to quiet the fears, to allow this wonderful force to overflow and to enrich the lives of themselves and all that surround them. And of course, let's not forget the legendary Cancerian sense of humor that can find the ludicrous in the most mundane or desperate of situations. Laughter is a wonderful medicine that Cancer shares generously with all people. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video.